Well, good evening. The fight over a sales tax hike in Milwaukee done. Council members passed the 2% increase today to avoid potential catastrophic cuts to services. Now a legal battle could be just beginning over the state law that led to the increase. Sarah McGrew live at City Hall tonight to explain why alders are now considering a lawsuit.
Yeah, this potential legal action all has to do with Milwaukee-specific provisions in the shared revenue law. Those provisions limit how tax funds could be spent.
With the governor's pin stroke last month, Act 12 provided an opportunity for Milwaukee to avoid a financial cliff with a sales tax increase.
But there were some strings attached. There were some policy mandates that the state legislature imposed on the city, which were frankly outrageous.
Those policies Alderman Bauman is referring to prevent Milwaukee from using tax money to fund diversity, equity, and inclusion, or to expand the HOP. Another would make changes to the Fire and Police Commission.
These policy mandates had an air of racism to them. Milwaukee being the most diverse city in the state of Wisconsin, Milwaukee containing the lion's share of African Americans and Latino residents in the state of Wisconsin.
Bauman voted in favor of the sales tax increase, but like others in city government, is questioning the legality of the Milwaukee-specific provisions in the law.
We're going to review the legality of some of these provisions, and if there's questions as to their legality, we are going to pursue litigation.
In 1924, an amendment to the state constitution gave certain cities, like Milwaukee, home rule.
Which is that the state delegated authority to certain municipalities to run their own business, to not micromanage. And that's where the issue is coming up.
Michael Masselman is a municipal attorney. He believes under home rule, the city has a good case.
I think that there's some really valid arguments on behalf of the municipality that the state is interfering with the powers that the state has actually delegated to the city of Milwaukee.
He says any legal action will take time, but it starts with the Common Council getting the city attorney to take action. He says the case would likely make its way through the courts up to the state Supreme Court. And if the courts side with the city...
And the remedy could be a number of things, including giving the authority back to the city that they believe that they have.
Alderman Bauman made it clear that the council is working very hard to make sure that happens.
We're going to instruct our lobbyists to work very diligently to reverse these measures to the greatest extent possible.
And it's worth noting that the makeup of the Supreme Court is changing next month. It will be liberal leaning when Judge Janet Protasiewicz is sworn in. Alderman Bauman did say that would be a favorable court. Live in Milwaukee, Sarah McGrew, TMJ4 News.
All right, Sarah, thanks. Now here's